Hey everybody, remember me? It's still not a snow day. My name is Kevin Ozar, and this is my semi-summer version of This Is Not a Snow Day, the YouTube series I started as a teacher and a parent to help everybody navigate being out of school last spring. It is now late July, and I'm coming at you for a couple of different reasons. Wanted to get this up and running a little bit, get a little bit more content out there, as we seem to have the same conversations we were having a while ago resurfacing in our social circles. And to tell you about some cool stuff that's been going on with me. So first and foremost, I was on another podcast. I was interviewed for the Constant Change podcast about education. Who would have thought? So I had a great conversation with a really delightful young man who I've gotten to know as a speaker, as a student, as a neighbor. So Elliot Gunnell had me on his Constant Change podcast. In the About section in this video, you're going to find a link to that podcast. I'm on Spotify, finally. I guess that makes me kind of a rock star, right? Yeah, I think so. If a rapper, like a SoundCloud rapper, something. So I'm there. Check it out. Check out his podcast. Subscribe to that after you subscribe to my station with a click and subscribe down here. And check out some of the great conversations he's having around the theme of education, classrooms, talking to students. A lot of great perspectives. So I was happy to be part of that conversation. Speaking of conversations, there is a phenomenon that I really would love to make everybody aware of and maybe help you navigate a little bit. I'm a classroom teacher. My wife is a classroom teacher, and pretty much within 10 to 15 seconds of anyone meeting us and finding out we're teachers, and we're not really meeting that many people, so mostly it's our family and friends, people are like, so what's going to happen in the fall? We have no idea. We don't have a secret plan. There is not like a decoder ring that we use. We really, honestly, truly don't know. We're not mad that you're asking. It is pretty stressful for us as teachers, as well as parents, as well as human beings to not have that many answers. So, these are anxious times. And so we just want you to, as much as you're concerned, especially those of you who are concerned about your teacher friends or your own children, we appreciate concern, but we really don't have the answers. And if one anecdote underscores this best, it is that 3 or 4 days ago, I was having a conversation with a longtime family friend, former neighbor, head of emergency medicine for a major hospital system here in Metro Detroit. At one point, he was in charge of dictating where a patient who had COVID would go to one of their kind of impromptu field hospitals set up at the local arena or to one of the outlying hospitals. This is a man who has decades worth of experience of medicine. And he looked to me and he's like, so Kevin, you're a teacher. What's going on with schools? I was like, yo, doc, if you don't know, then I for sure don't know. So this doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about the elephants in the room. And it doesn't mean that your teacher friends don't want you to reach out to them and ask important questions. We just don't have the answers. And so I guess what I'm asking us to think about in this time is a little bit of grace. Some grace for the people who are going to try and make these decisions. And it's a novel virus. I think anyone trying to make a decision more than 2.5 weeks in advance might not be using their time really well. I know we have to have plans, but really, how do you plan for something you've never seen? So some grace for people making plans, some grace for people who have to live in the plans. And certainly I would love for you to remember one of the lessons we talked about at the beginning of the pandemic, quarantine, lockdown, is that the way you talk about things is the way that your students will feel about things. They are cueing on you. So the language you use and the tones you use will very much influence how they feel about it. And that will influence their return to schooling, whatever form that takes. So just a quick announcement. We don't have the answers. We will work very hard to take care of your children and hopefully, come home from work safe and sound, as well as keeping your kids safe and sound as we move through this. So the two announcements were, 3 or 4, really. One, I'm back. 2, trying some new studio stuff. 3, the Constant Change podcast. 4, teachers have always been knowers, and we've often looked to have answers, but right now we might not have them. So go easy with all the people who are involved in the education process, including yourself, as we kind of ramp up for whatever might be. I'm going to try and post a little bit more frequently. There is a really big project that I've been working on since I stepped away from this YouTube channel that I'm excited to tell you guys about, and there's more on that coming soon. So stay tuned, stay healthy, be well, keep washing your hands, wear a mask. Honestly, just wear a mask. It's the right choice. And this is not a snow day. We're going to figure this out as best we can together. So take care, be well, and I'll see you again soon.